Alrighty. So, welcome, welcome. Welcome to the Will-O-Wisp Woods. As you can see, we've got a new overlay. Just like with Grandiasha, we've got a brand new overlay for our wonderful Steam and Rain game. Our wonderful players have taken the absolute kindest of patience and allowed me to set things up a little early as well. But as you can see, we have a whole new layout with our wonderful games. Welcome,
Yay,
welcome.
Rain. Oh, gosh.
We are happy to be here sitting around the campfire, listening to Will-O-Wisps and their stories.
You're such a big boy. You're such a big boy. I'm so proud of you.
And with Dungeons and Dragons, of course, comes dice. But as Hootie was saying for his stream, we have been gone for the last 2 weeks due to personal reasons and health reasons. So, our wonderful players, now with the time to catch up, have helped me to start episode 13. Steam and Rain, episode 13.
Yay.
You all are 13 episodes in. So, we are more than happy to have you all. We are so glad that you have joined us today. We hope that you'll stick around. So, last time we played, our wonderful players, after helping with the gypsy village and the gypsy helper, a necromancer that had taken residence with the gypsies. After helping this group with a rather interesting problem that they had with a curious young man that had taken things into his own hands, our group had managed to find time to clean up a bit of a mess left behind that was affecting those people. After helping out and cleaning up, our group was then notified by this necromancer that the gypsies would be making their way north and to a rather hidden place somewhere off to the east side of the continent. Well, island. However, with this news came time for the group to make their travels as well, as they made their way back to the main path, leaving nothing but goodbyes behind them. And as they traveled the road once again, they were then met up with, once again, by their original travel companion, a lion, an elven man who was originally carrying the group with a carriage from the wonderful Temple of Terra. After a run-in with a rather interesting golem, the group had lost their original carriage, but after some time, and a new carriage now found, the elven man has returned, and the group has continued travel once again. It didn't take long, however, for the group to find some interesting interactions that they could have, as just before the elven companion had found them, they noticed on the side of a road a carriage. An ox-drawn carriage. Outside, a dwarf with a missing eye with a scar down his face. Very old, very off-putting to a point. And a young kobold. The group was then motioned towards the carriage as the kobold had seemingly made it to the group's unknowing that someone inside had been waiting for them. And it's an interesting figure. A woman with deep colored skin. Beautiful black skin with darker lipstick to match, and two obsidian black horns that grew from her forehead. Gold trinkets and jewelry adorning both her horns and her ears, as well as her neck, as a black robe with a turtleneck comes up her body. Two bright orange eyes and platinum white hair. She called herself Fate. The group then was asked to draw cards, as this strange figure had seemingly drawn themselves curious of the group's travels to come. Now, with cards drawn, with information found, and new questions added, the group will return to the path, and a very angry cat made its mood very aware to the group. But the group continues their travels, and last we had ended, sadly. Sadly, I had some technical difficulties, so we ended off rather abruptly. Our group had just learned that Lars was getting a new alchemy set.
Yay.
And the group was also going to be getting a long rest? Or had you all just started the day? You all got a long rest.
Just the start of the day.
Okay. Wonderful. So, as I said before, with that, we begin episode 13 of Steam and Rain. The day is yours. Most of it will be travel if you don't wish to do anything particular. But if there is anything specific, please feel free.
I still want to go out with her name.
Barati.
Rati, yes. I want to say Jade so bad. I'm so used to that. No, Ferrati. I would still like to go with Ferrati and go hunt and forage and teach her it, because she asked me from last time. I did promise her, and I hold my promises. Oh.
Okay.
So if this is the start of a new day.
not really the start of a new day. We had the encounter with Fate, and then we got plot back in the fucking road, and we got back in the cart with the lion, and then we also learned about the the dude that we saw outside the Temple of Gaia.
Mm-hmm.
Or Terra, sorry.
Yep.
So we were riding along with a lion and learned about that.
And we're only a few days away from Jim.
What's up?
Camdre.
Camdre, yes.
Or no, we are a few days away from Gem. We're a few days from Camdre.
Where is it? Nice. And what day? Still the same day from last stream.
Yep.
Mhm.
Got a couple hours left in the day today.
Aye, aye.
Alright, need to get into character.
I feel you there, actually. I really do. Yeah, Camdre. Camdre.
Camdre.
Rah rah.
Rah, rah.
Rasputin.
Alright.
Ow! Don't have to scratch me.
Probably deserved. She didn't want to be shown.
There isn't much for Darrow to do, so.
Thank you, Alan. Elaine.
Elaine?
Elaine.
Elaine.
Literally spelled A-L-A-E-N. Alien.
E-L-I-A-N.
Elaine.
Elaine. Thank you, Elaine. I am going to make proper and quick use of this.
That's good.
Is going to set up shop. Because the wizard does not care how much space he takes up.
And now, because we have a new setup, I can also do this. There we go. We can actually show our wonderful viewers what you all see.
Nice.
So, as you can see, they all are making their way up towards Camdre along this wonderful path here. You all are probably about
Yeah, right there.
this area over here at this point. Still a few days travel.
Was the gypsy, or correction, was the old, before, about to be abandoned gypsy place to the left or the right?
To the
Over
right.
here.
Because they're gonna go
Okay.
up towards the waterfall, is all we know. Or the falls.
So they were off to the western side of the path,
So to
which
left.
was why I was confused before. It's not that it's not north that was towards the mountains and stuff like that where the Etten had shown up from, where you all had
Benton?
seen it. Yeah, where you all had seen it come from was actually west, like northwest, west northwest, that area. That's where I had gotten confused because I am dumb and was not looking at the map. But our wonderful group is just about here now. So, now, Lars is setting up. What does everybody else want to do?
And we're already starting to travel with the wagon.
Mm-hmm.
And it's now currently midday or evening now.
Morning.
It's a continuation from last time.
It would be roughly midday, and he's freezing.
Okay.
Oh, he's good now.
I thought we barely pretty much woke up in the morning. I dropped the tower. Correction. I tried to drop the tower.
We dropped the tower, got into the thing, traveled a few ways, met the fucking fate lady. She plopped us back on the road, and then we started moving again.
Oh, no, they never met her. That was yesterday. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I'm sure of it. That was the day before. We set up shop, and then in the morning they found us.
Yep.
So it's morning.
Because you all had looked out the second floor of the steam bath home. So it is closer to late morning, early midday now at this point. So,
Alright. Well, as I said before, I still want to, I would like to approach Ferrati and then talk, well, not Ferrati, but talk to Lion and ask if I could have about 30 minutes just to go out and forage with Ferrati.
In the morning? Alrighty.
There's nothing wrong with foraging for in the morning. I could just go for scavenge for berries of the sort. That's actually the best time to gather fruit.
mm-hmm.
So, Boromir goes to the lion and speaks.
Don't forget to get some herbs for potions. Or poisons.
As always, Lars, I will always look for something like that on the side. But I'm gonna just ask a lion. Do you mind if we could take about 13 minutes or so I can go look and forage and teach Ferrati how to forage with me? She asked me earlier, not too long ago. 30 minutes or so.
I have no issue with it.
Alrighty. Alright, everybody. I will be gone for about 30 minutes for Ferrati. We're gonna go forage and look for some berries, herbs, and for any reason, or whatever that may be, anything useful.
Hey, quickly, let's go.
Do you have any requests while we're out there, Daryl?
Nope.
Alrighty. Well, we're gonna be heading on out. Everybody, are you ready, Ferrari?
Sure.
Okay. Let's go.
Alrighty. I want you to roll a survival check for me.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
The dot on the bottom is what it indicates, right? Not on the top.
Mhm.
So I got a 6, and survival with that would be +5, so 11. I got 11.
Mm.
Say hello to the world, Rara.
Why are you biting your mic? Metal is tasty.
The aluminum sparks his senses on his tongue.
Leave it. Leave it. That's my snacks.
Okay. And you said you got a what?
11.
11. Well,
11 total.
let's see. Oh. I should open up this character. There we go. Because I kind of need her sheet to do anything with that. Well. Yeah, disadvantage would make sense. Okay. With your 11, as you're going through, you've always done this kind of thing on your own, and it's one of those things that it's just easier to get it done, get it over with, that kind of thing. So you're not exactly certain right off the bat how to teach someone else to do it.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks like Ferrati is trying to understand it. It's not impossible. It's just she's following along with what you're saying, and it's interesting to say the least, because she's trying to follow your guiding, and your guiding is kind of starting at point A, it goes to point B, but then instead of going to C, you kind of sidetrack into F because you notice something nearby that might be poisonous, like poison oak kind of thing, or something similar. And then you jump from point F to point G because that makes the most sense logically, and then you realize, oh, I should go back to point C, and then as you're going back to point C, you find yourself now at point T because something else has come up that makes sense to explain right now. And it looks like she's trying to follow along. She's doing well enough, but it's a it's a lesson.
Well, lessons take time.
Mm-hmm.
Something can't become a master at something instantly.
Yeah, it's definitely a lesson for both of you.
Yeah. Apparently, I'm not all that great at teaching.
Nothing wrong with that. It's just you've never really had to.
Get down.
But nonetheless, it goes well enough. You get, because of your ranger background, of course, you do get enough rations for everyone for the morning at least.
So just 3-4 rations.
Just enough for the morning, yeah. That's about the worth of it in like fruits and berries and stuff.
Cool.
For 30 minutes, that's pretty good.
Mm-hmm. Only for
So-
the morning though. It's like everybody gets an apple kind of thing, but it's like little handfuls of berries and such.
Yeah. And as we return, I I get Bridie's attention, explain to her, something like this is not something that just comes easily. Easily, it takes time. Uh, to be a master at anything, it takes most certainly a lot of experience. Every single time I go forage, you're more than welcome. And adding myself, I'm used to doing this alone. So, I'll do my best to learn how to teach you better, if that makes sense.
She's listening, but she's sitting there eating her little handful of berries as you're talking. She just kind of nods along as she now has a stain on her hand from the wild berries that have not been washed.
Did you teach her how to look for certain plants for potion making?
They come back and she has stains on her fingers on one hand, and her palm is just vibrant colors. And then she's got little marks around her mouth.
Isn't it too soon to teach her about poison?
I did not. She's not eating anything poison, Lars. Nothing. That's all just wild berries. She's just messy. But no, we didn't really get much of a chance to look at any herbs that'd be good for potions. So I didn't give a good opportunity to teach her.
I did
Find
find a
such
berry that might be good for numbing.
What?
Oh dear, child.
Is that? Do you have more? Do you have more of that berry? Please let me know.
I figured it was this one.
You can
Don't
see
eat
that
it.
you can see that she's like, it almost looks like she's trying to get feeling back in her tongue.
This is strange. Yes, that is really good for numbing. Very good for them. Good find. I will use this later. I'm just gonna get that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, that one.
Are all the berries that would quote unquote numb all eaten at this moment, or can I actually observe and actually look at this so I know what it is?
It's so she does point it out as well. She points out which one she thinks it is because she says that her tongue started feeling numb a little bit after this one. But then again, it she's not entirely certain, so she's just kind of hoping that it's the
shoveling them in her mouth.
yeah. It's she points one of them out, and you can see that it's almost like a raspberry, but it's got this very interesting like purple sheen to it, but it's a bluish color, like a deep navy blue.
Okay. And can I roll for a knowledge check on that?
Sure.
Nature.
Nature or history, yeah.
Nature? Fucking crikey. Why is my nature so low?
Nature is based off of
Intelligence.
intelligence.
So I got 17, so it would be a 16.
Mm-hmm. So you haven't really come across these very often because they are very specific to very specific climates in the forests that are found here. There's like one bush every like 200 miles kind of thing. Or one
Whoa.
bush every 100 miles, 150. It depends really on which section of Shanto that you find yourself in. But it is a
Rare.
not exactly rare, but it's not exactly common either. It's difficult to find, but once you find this small bush, and I mean like small, it's like almost like a patch of algae on the base of a tree sized, and little vines sprout out with little bushels of like
So it's like a,
four or
it's like
five,
a huckleberry.
kind of. But it's a stingberry. It's based off the idea of that feeling you get after a bee sting, without the pain. that numb feeling in that one spot for a little while.
Okay, so not poisonous or dangerous. Got it.
No, not necessarily. In large doses, like very large doses, it could be, because it could stop your muscles from doing their job. But it is such a large amount that it's almost impossible to get to that point. It's almost like eating enough bananas to get radiation poisoning kind of thing.
Damn it. I was actually thinking
40,000
about...
bananas in 10 minutes.
And those,
So we can use it as a bar
yes.
trick.
The radiation would kill you.
the
But-
potion maker is like, poison.
But it is one of those things where if you eat like 3 or 4 of them, you will get like a numbness in your tongue. You can get numbness in your throat. There are certain amount, like if you're allergic to it, you can end up causing the entirety of your airway to numb up, and it gets to the point where your body basically has issues like breathing properly almost. So
So if I were to crush this up and coat it on top of my arrows, how would that work?
you haven't
Sticky
really
arrows.
tested that.
It's all about testing. It's all about just figuring shit out, what works and what don't work.
You would
Have I-
know though that if you get like small cuts or something like that, if you smash it up and put it in that, it kind of helps with the pain depending on what kind of cut you've got.
All right.
Here's my question. How concentrative, how many of these berries and how much of a concentration do I need to make to make an actual numbing poison or a tranquilizer
Mm-hmm.
in a sense?
You have
I
no
think it would
idea.
be a tranquilizer. I think it would be more like a paralysis potion.
It's time for
Me and him are on the kind of the same page. Weaponize it.
you gotta test it.
All right, U.S.
'cause
military,
you
settle
gotta
down.
test it, because very few
Well-
people actually do anything with this berry, because of the fact that the numbing chemical that's in it is such a small dosage that, genuinely speaking, it's the same idea of eating enough bananas to get radiation poisoning. Yeah. There is such a large amount that you would have to actually have for that to happen, that it's honestly never been worth it for alchemists to actually try, other than to make like numbing agents to help with like if you were to swallow fish bones and cause internal damage. Some alchemists have been known to make a small like potion to help with that pain, because if you ingest it as a liquid like that, it can help with just pain overall, but that's about as far as the numbness actually goes.
Okay.
One of those like
if we make
home
it into a
remedies kind of
mist?
thing.
Make it into a mist. They breathe it in. But
It is like, stop it. No.
Both of you are just being the U.S. military trying to weaponize ibuprofen right now. All right, chill out.
Well, that was something I was just actually thinking about. Can I make ibuprofen? In a sense. I was thinking, like, can I make painkillers? And just be able to...
And Matt's like, can I turn it into a nuke?
I would relate it to like bats. They literally infuse like napalm to bats.
I know what
US
you're talking
military.
about.
It did not
It
turn out
will
well.
work. No, it worked very well. But the cost of getting a whole bunch of bats and securing them and feeding them and then flying them across like wherever the fuck they needed to go, it wouldn't be feasible, and they just didn't want to do that when they could just drop the sun on someone.
But some bats got out and
Passive
caused
warfare
local
is a
fires
very
around the place.
expensive and interesting ordeal.
But back to D&D. Other than trivia, Thormir collects every single one of those berries and puts it in a pouch.
Can I pickpocket?
I'm gonna talk to you later about this, Lars, because you're the alchemist. Me and you're gonna collaborate on this shit.
I don't. I think we need a lot more berries than what you have there.
No, it's gonna take a while, but let's see what we can do with this. What?
Alright.
You can't really talk right now. You're numbed up because you ate some of that berry.
No, I'm I wish I would talk, but it it's a bit hard to talk. Where's my tongue goes like
Luckily, she didn't eat too many, and it's not like this can actually be fatal. So.
no, it's wearing off. Give me another one.
Oh, no. For later. But for now, let's get into this wagon and carry on.
I remember in the wagon. Eats one by accident.
Me?
Roll a d20, motherfucker.
Me?
Yeah.
For chance? Alright,
Yeah.
fine, let's go with this. I got a 3.
He actually eats one.
you eat a fucking berry on
Damn it.
accident.
This is not fun. It's quite a taste. Wow. This is how about it.
Is it at least delicious?
It's a little
Look at
taste.
It's very sparkly.
Gives a thumbs up to Darrow.
Tingle.
It tastes sparkly.
Sparkly.
Okay.
It tastes good.
Sparkly, tingly. Electrifying.
Grabs one.
I can make you feel like it real quick if you don't want to test it out.
Grabs
Also,
one
if
and
your little sparks tingle off his finger.
offers it to Darrow. You want to try it?
No, I'm good.
You take it, please. Want to try?
I thought you said you have a limited number of these, dumbass.
You go. You go.
Suddenly, a black dragon flies down and kills us all.
You two fucked up on berries.
Mm. Okay. Health potion roll for the rest of the day. For Lars. Help me check. That's atrociously bad.
Motherfucker.
Alright. Now, viewers, how does volume sound? Because with the new overlay meant new audio setup.
Mm.
Because I don't want my players to
pretty
be
good.
fucking quiet, but I also don't want them to be blaringly loud.
Bing bong.
Bing bong. Beep. I sound fine.
Okay.
A little quiet to me, if you ask me.
Yeah,
Mm.
well, that's also to you.
As long as everyone is loud enough. How does that sound?
Fine.
Okay.
That's a bit better, yeah.
Okay. As long as everything sounds good. That's all that matters. So, after, of course, playing around with your berries, I said what I said.
You're good.
Uh-huh. So, our wonderful players. You have about 3 days to 4 days travel left. Is there anything specific that you'd like to do?
Nope.
1 potion of healing. Correction, 2 potions of healing.
Okay.
And then 1 very dangerous potion. Ever known as Alchemist Fire.
I would like to forage.
You wanna make that in a moving carriage.
Yes. I'm creating an extremely volatile solution.
In a moving carriage with people in it.
Yes.
We wouldn't
You're
know better.
stupid.
We wouldn't know better. He's the alchemist. He does what he wants. He's our wizard.
You're a wizard, Harry.
I'm a what?
Dipshit.
Damn, that lazy eye makes it seem so dramatic.
He's got a knife.
I got 2.
He's got a knives. He's dual wielding knives.
Your knives offend me.
Dagger, dagger.
Ebony and Ivory.
Dagger, dagger, dagger.
I
Dagger,
know
dagger,
what
dagger,
you're
dagger.
doing. I know what you're doing.
Okay.
Bop, bop, bop.
I like to forage daily.
I'm going
I
to
can
take
whenever
back
there's
the
time.
Alchemist because I do not believe I actually have the supplies to do so. I know I have the supplies for the 2 health potions. Unless unless Faramir is good and finds what I need. I believe in you.
I got you. I got you, boo.
And he's just like, can you, I don't know if you can find it, but there's a specific little root. It's got a little, it's a beautiful little plant called, dragon lily. I need the root. The more the merrier.
Am I lucky to find it? Sure, I will.
Look for a droughted out area.
Keep that in mind.
Oh my, it's kind of hard to kill drought, but it's more of, there's specifically 1 plant in the center. Also, don't get scratched by its thorns. I wouldn't recommend it.
Do say more.
Let's just say, if you're not careful, you'll find out the hard way what the thorns do.
Understood. So get
If you
stabbed.
really want to find out what they do, you after you find it, you can scratch our little friend Darrow here with it.
Touch me and I will yank on your beard.
I need to preserve my beard. It's not doing all the great healing.
That's true. At the same time, I think if he pulls hard enough, my beard will actually grow.
Would you like to donate to a good cause? My beard needs it. Would you like a sniff it about it? How do you like condensation, kitty cat? Hey there, kitty cat. Whoa, whoa. Putting in his calculations.
All right. So, Thormir, I would like 3 survival checks from you.
Gotcha.
When I get the character art done, I will change the overlay once again, more than likely.
I
But,
got a 10,
or not the overlay, but how
12,
I sort things out on the overlay.
and a 6.
You say what? 12 and a 6?
10, 12,
10, 12, 6.
Neat.
Not so lucky.
6. Is that adding in your
Yes. Yes. I have a not proficiency to it, but I have +5. I got a nat 1 on one of them. That was a bad day.
first one of the night?
On the day of the 1, you find nothing. The 10, you find enough for everybody to have breakfast. On the 12, you have enough for breakfast and possibly lunch. Maybe a side dish to lunch.
And did Ferrati come with me with every one of those days or no?
On the first day, she does. Second day is no. Third day is no.
The ADHD
Temperamental.
said the dopamine is gone.
You're not wrong.
And on the first day, she does not well at all.
Ah, so the dopamine really said, you suck at this, go find something else.
Keep moving forward.
Poor thing had the perfectionist mentality. If I'm not good at it right off the bat, it's no longer interesting.
Oh no. I mean, that's what sorcerer is, really, for a lot of times.
Poor
Especially
thing.
Yeah.
Of
Oh,
course,
well.
now
I'm on the thumbstone of the roll for my patience.
For your health potions, I need 3 Arcana checks.
What kind of sucks?
No. Intelligence plus proficiency with the
Alchemist supplies.
alchemist supplies.
I'll roll the plus. That is definitely cocked, as it is in bats. I forget, is proficiency bonus at our level 2? I think it's 2. Or is it free? I think it's 2. I can never remember.
That's a good question.
Intelligence is a +4. Oh, it's a +3!
Nice.
Yeah. So that one was 16 for the first one. Natural 20. 27 for the second. And that's a 2, so a 9 for the third.
Nice. So you said they were
16, 27, and a 9.
okay. That's for the first day.
Oh.
The second day, I will need another 3 Arcana checks.
Another natural 20. Oh
Very
no.
nice.
Oh no, 20, so 27. 21.
Anyone?
And a
Okay.
25.
tastes like I'm drinking.
These
cotton
rolls
candy.
are amazing, and I'm getting really worried if we have combat later.
Well, the first roll, or the first set of potion, is perfect.
Mm.
In fact, after carefully watching it and having the time to do so, you actually make a greater healing potion with this
Whoa!
batch.
One greater potion added.
Mm-hmm.
Because I wish we could just do what we do in Minecraft and brew free at the same time.
Next 3.
It's actually
21, 24, 26.
Lars is going to die if combat ever happens in this session.
I have not rolled for the past 8 rolls below a 15. Or below 14.
If combat starts, it's going to be nothing but natural ones.
I'm just like,
Just
"Get me
absolute
now."
whiffs.
It just... Okay, James, I need you to roll death saving throw. I need to meet, and this roll is all about if you roll all the way in time. You have to meet a pre. I got a 1. Oh no, I wrote in pen.
You trip
broke-
on your own robes and die. The undead skeletons just look at you like you're the dumbest thing on the planet Earth.
He's not worth converting.
I fucking hate that. Mm-mm-mm.
I have a better solution. It's called the first few batches of the alchemy supplies.
Mm.
So these first 2 potions are going to be like the best this thing's ever going to make.
Mm-hmm.
You got
And
me a very good set alone. Holy crap.
and I will need
Lion.
I will
Lion.
need
Elune.
another 3 for the final day.
I just gotta do it just for shits and giggles.
19,
Motherfucker.
19, 21, and an 18. Oh boy.
Okay.
Oh, no.
You make with this you actually manage to make a regular potion that is without flaw. Regular health potion. Now, on the second day of travel. Actually, towards the end of the first day of travel. Kind of towards the end of your travel for the day. As you get further along the path. I would like perception checks.
This is when it's gonna start screwing me over.
Mm-hmm.
Same time, I have full confidence.
100%.
17 plus. Oh gosh.
Got 11.
15.
24 total. I'm going to die in some other campaign or something. I swear. Oh no.
17.
No. Dwindle. No. Oh no.
You just fucked over your dwarf.
No.
So,
You don't fuck over your dwarf.
from top to bottom, Darrow, you said you got a what?
17.
Okay, 17 from Darrow. Lars, you got a
24.
24. Wonderful. And Thormir, you got a
11.
nice. Alrighty. So, Lars and Darrow will be the first to notice it, as Darrow, after getting his rune carved into his sword, and not having to worry about that anymore.
I've just been vibing in the fucking.
Yeah,
Oh.
he's doing that thing where he's looking out the window, counting the trees, and imagining that one little guy bouncing along each of the branches like a ninja. Let's not lie, we all did that as a kid. Nonetheless, Darrow and Lars are the first to notice, as Lars, in between your checking on your potions, of course, you have to let it steep and settle and steep again and settle. So you're also watching outside the window, just watching as the trees pass by now that you all have your comfortable carriage once again. Now, you do notice along the path off to one of the sides, as the rain falls, you notice a small outline in the distance along the tree line. Further along the path, as you watch, you notice the figure gets closer, and you notice that there is actually two figures. One laying down, the other sitting against the tree. And you notice, as you get closer, an orc. This orc sitting against the tree, with one leg sideways,
Oh.
in a way it should not be.
No. He's just evolved into an arachnophobe. Arachnid.
And next to it, a warg.
Oh. Questions the DM. Are orcs civilized in this universe? Or is it a typical orc tribe ordeal?
Either or, depends on which one you talk to. Most races have different situations depending on if they're in one of the main cities or off in their own little villages.
By tribe, I mean warfaring tribe, roving bands.
For the most
Siege.
part, a lot of those have kind of been wiped out by the weather. There's only so much land that you can try and take over, and with Steam becoming so prevalent in a lot of the main cities, and with guards even some of the smaller cities, because they are under the watch of the main cities, it's a little difficult to kind of do much of anything without being harmed in some way by a Steam contraption that's guarding one of the cities, or guards that have steam-powered machinery or some kind of weapon. It just depends. The farther away from the main cities you get, obviously, the more difficult it is for the main city to protect these cities, but with so few of those cities actually having the ability to just be raided like that, a lot of it's very difficult for warband tribes like that to actually do anything other than bandits who will take traveling carriages and try and get things off of them.
Darrow! We have a wounded orc over there. And a warg. His leg appears to be broken from this distance.
Well, what do you think we should do?
I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure of Orc tribe cities in general. Nor other relations, how would it go with that? I see, to be honest, I see a giant scary wolf that will eat me in one bite. You wouldn't have to chew. I'd just go down.
And Darrow calls out to the orc. You dead?
As you get closer and as you call out, the orc, who had seemingly not thought that you were even going to stop or speak, seems to kind of jolt for a moment and then look to the carriage as Darrow's... Sorry, I had a sound redeem. It was interesting in my ear as I was trying to talk. The orc, seemingly half surprised by the calling out, kind of looks side to side, then back to Darrow. And you notice, as you get closer now, it's got what looks to be a rudimentary fur pelt covering its shoulders. And it looks like clothes that were at one time normal workers' clothes, but they are trashed. They're dirtied at the bottoms of the legs. They are kind of torn. They're ratty. They look like they've seen some shit, basically. And it's very interesting because all of you know that in a few places, orcs are well known for being very hard workers. They are good for their strength, and a lot of them, when they are helpers like that, are well known to be actually very helpful. But it is interesting to see one out this far from one of the cities, unless they are one of the tribes that have taken residence in nature. And he kind of shifts a little bit so he's sitting more up against the tree and he's not slouching so you can actually see him. I'm just hungry, really.
Your warg's not gonna get us if we get close to you, right?
She shouldn't. She's been running off to find food, but I can't really cook anything without fire, and I can't get fire without wood, and she just knows how to hunt.
Alright. Well, Darrow hops off the carriage and walks over, holding out a
You
ration
notice
for him.
a lion, even though he has been as kind and accepting of you all as he has been, you notice he is very nervous towards the orcs' just existence by the look of it.
What are you doing out here anyways, as I hand him the ration?
I was with a merchant band, and I was supposed to be pseudo safety. Big scary orc scares off a lot of smaller bandits and animals, but we ended up getting separated due to the weather, and we had a few bandits.
So the big scary orc didn't scare away everything, huh?
No. I
What's wrong with your leg?
ended up breaking my leg while running from the bandits, and as I was in the woods, a small goblin camp said that they would help me.
Yeah.
I, desperate and obviously not with many options, took the help and ended up being stuck there in a cage for a while.
How far off?
After help with the warg here, probably half a day's travel into the woods. Maybe more.
Goblins. The wizard stick his head out. Fireball itching to be cast.
Easy there.
They're further into the forest, but I ended up making friends with this one because we were both going to be eaten by the look of things. And you notice now, being up close to the warg, there are very few military groups that will actually use creatures like this, and wargs are very intelligent. This one is very scrawny. Probably half the size of a normal warg.
It's just walking. One visible. Which should scare any person. How many?
A small band of them. The camp probably totals 25, 30 of them. I'm not entirely certain.
That's not small. It's a medium to large size. Ooh. Looks to Loon. What do you say, Mr. Church Leader? Or Scout? Wouldn't that be just for us to rid a goblin band? Clearly trying to eat someone.
He
Stormir,
seems...
how's your medicine? Matt,
I got a +2. So,
you think you can make a splint for this man here?
yeah. Just grab some decently sized sticks and wrap some twine or cloth around it and he'll be good. Let me just go around to see what we can do.
Alright. What else can you tell us about the goblins' encampment? Or wherever?
Not much. They're armed. They're further into the woods towards the cliffs. It's a goblin camp. I don't really know how else I could help. They've
Not asking you to help, just asking you to describe.
probably got 3 or 4 wargs. It seems this one was the runt of them, because the other wargs were very adamant on trying to eat her. And of course the goblins were fighting over food and
Well, What do you think we should do, boys?
Question. We have we are on our way to Camdre. We have to talk to the lion.
If you're on your way to Camdre, I actually could use your help. I don't have anything left in the goblin camp, and of course I can't necessarily travel. I've been being helped by the warg here, but I have some of the papers that the merchant band needed. So if you could take it there, then that would help more than anything. They could come and get me,
Well,
knowing I'm alive at least.
we're not just gonna leave you here. If anything, we'll load you up and you can take those papers yourself.
Again, we need to
Dormir,
talk
where are
to
you at with
lion.
the splint?
We need to talk to the lion about all this. We can't just assume that he'll be okay with this. And the splints, I've already got the the sticks needed to create it. I'm gonna go ahead and put it on his leg. Just we need to talk to him, because he looks like he's a bit uncomfortable.
Let me see those papers real quick then. Because if your story is true, these papers are authenticated. We'll be full on abandoning you. And that is not a hardy thing to do. It's over. Just quietly, I'm sticking it to this guy for everything that he says.
Darrow picks up the stick off the ground and hands it to the orc. You're probably going to bite down on this when he fixes your leg. I'll be right back.
You want
And
me to
walks
roll
over
for
to a
medicine?
lion.
You can roll medicine, yeah.
Not one.
I'm here. Can I help?
This is gonna hurt.
I have a
So I got a
plus 4.
3.
I have a +4. Can I help it in any sense away? Intelligence is watching all this. That doesn't look like it should be done.
Have been having so many low rolls with these metal dice. I have to put them up.
Lars, I
That's
will
one.
allow you, if you'd like, make a dex check for me.
Oh, Dex.
Oh my god.
With
I'm gonna break
advantage.
that guy's
Sorry.
leg.
Yeah, with advantage.
It doesn't need advantage.
Hmm.
It's an natural 20.
Dwindle is
Oh,
fucked.
oh,
Okay.
no.
So
Ah.
you manage to, just before Thormir does anything, as you watch as he grabs the leg, and you can see that as he's shifting it, he's about to try and lock it back into place. You very quickly grab him to get his attention and are able to stop Thormir just before anything happens.
I no. I don't know how to fix broken leg. All I know is to try and put the bone back together and then remake the...
It's putting a splint on. It's not rocket science, but holy shit, this man was about to turn his legs sideways.
Well,
I was about to say,
The
oh,
way-
too bad. We got to go ahead and amputate the damn thing.
the way that it's broken is like in the middle of the shin. So you've got to kind of reset it, or else it's going to heal funky.
Mhm.
And with these two having proficiency in medicine, you would both know that. However, there are very certain
Dumbass.
ways. There are
I
very
don't
certain
have
ways to do
proficiency.
it.
I just
Well-
have a +4. Smart.
This is the way not to do it. The
No.
one.
No.
So, Okay, never mind. Lars doesn't have proficiency, but he does understand enough from learning about alchemy how certain things affect the body, and bone growth is kind of important for the body, humanoid or not.
10. It's all downhill from here. So he's like, I'm pretty sure that's not how it goes. Think about it again. It's like, I don't know anything. I'm sorry. Just let me pass here.
The
I
orc
don't
is
know much. I don't know much. I know much about alchemy. How much gold do you possess?
none. The goblins took it all. Why?
Uh,
He says as he's looking very nervously between Thormir and Lars now.
Did I try this again?
I have a minor healing potion. Try again. Think about your approach. I'm going to try something.
Next time I might have to use a hammer.
No.
No.
The orc suddenly
hammer.
looks very
Joke.
concerned.
That's a joke.
Don't worry. You're fine. You're gonna be fine. Okay. Daryl!
I rolled a 14, so
Okay.
16.
Very good. So, this time, with the fact that Lars had stopped you just now, you look at it and you realize the way that it's broken, it's shifted up after he's been forced to walk on it, with, of course, using the warg as a stilt, basically. The orc has been having to walk on it, which has shifted the bone up out of position. So if you would have twisted it, it would have forced the bones to push into the muscle further, basically. So, the orc, now very confused and somewhat concerned,
Bite down on the stick.
takes the stick and just kind of puts it into his mouth. And you notice the warg is just watching you now. As you then
This up, little man. You're gonna be snack.
pull the leg, and you watch as the orc bites down onto the stick,
And snaps it.
basically. And the orc then spits out what stick is in his mouth and looks to Thormir. Ow.
It just gingerly hands him. Drink this. It's a minor healing potion.
Stuff like this isn't painless.
It
Sorry.
won't entirely heal your leg, but it will probably do you some good.
Sorry, I didn't mean to scare you before.
Okay.
Humor helps a lot in situations.
He kind of looks at Thormir as he uncorks the vial and throws it back as Thormir then snaps the leg back into place.
He's like,
And you just hear the crunch of glass as the vial, now just destroyed in the orc's hand.
he broke a 20. I am really impressed by that.
And Thormir very quickly... Oh,
But it's all of you.
Damn.
there we go. And Thormir very quickly wraps the splint around the orc's leg, as the orc now grips the wet grass on either side of him as he just stares directly up into the rain. And the warg now is standing with a low growl until the orc just kind of slowly lifts the hand on that side and just pats her on the side, and the warg slowly lays back down.
Please
Still
don't eat the dwarf. We kind of need him.
Still staring at
Kinda,
Thormir.
he said.
Now, as this is happening, what is Darrow doing? Because he's walking off to a lion, isn't he?
watching in awe as he goes to talk to Oli and just. That's definitely interesting. Well,
A lion is
We're
now
gonna
looking
be-
on in horror as this happens.
what's wrong with you?
The sound.
Yep, welcome to the nitty and gritty of adventuring, bud. Broken bones and blood. We're gonna be taking him to.
blood.
We're gonna be escorting him with us to Camdre, just so he can get away from the wilds and the goblins into more civilized area. I hope you don't mind, but I'm not leaving him out here.
And you can visibly see that he is. It's almost like it looks like he's doing math in his head. As he looks from Darrow to the orc and the warg, then back to Darrow. And then back to the orc, then back to Darrow.
If you're worried about him taking over our carriage or something like that, trust me, you hired 3 of us, and there's one of him, warg or not.
I don't know if it would be so smart bringing him along.
He's not a monster.
And you can see that a lion looks like he wants to say something, but he's holding his tongue. I suppose in the eye of some that would be true, yes.
Alright. What's your name? Calling back towards the orc.
He's unconscious.
The fuck did you do?
He just fixed his leg. The amount of pain he's in is. Oh, he's coming back.
Fixing the leg is not painless. He found that out the hard way.
Yeah, you and your yanking.
I put his leg back, didn't I?
I'm still not sure it would be smart to bring him.
Why?
He looks from Darrow to the orc, then back to Darrow.
Fuck you, Tony.
Lars, what does the papers say?
I'm not gonna rummage through his papers and stuff with the wolf here. Hi, pretty.
You just watch as the warg slowly looks to Lars.
Licks its lips.
Yeah, I can fit right in there. Yeah, yes, I would. That's not a very entertaining fun. Reminds me of another time back in about 50 years ago when I graduated. Gator. Horrible experience. Either way.
I bet I looked pretty badass riding that wolf. If that wolf didn't look like it wanted to attack me right now.
Oh, I'm surprised it's not.
Seriously?
It was his final motion before falling unconscious to pet the wolf before. He looks a bit better.
He'll be fine with a good night's sleep.
Just wastes his one a few times. He cleans him up. He smells a whole lot better now.
For those
wow.
that don't know what a warg looks like, there you go.
I would look pretty badass riding that.
You probably break its spine.
I'm not that heavy.
You're a dwarf. You're very compact.
I'm a little heavy. I'm not that fluffy.
I'm referring to a double warg. This one is needs sustenance.
Fatten him up.
Swallows and just takes one step back, making
Not gnome sustenance. Not gnome sustenance.
and just puts himself and the dwarf in front of him. He's like, yeah, he's a much bigger meal, anyways, right? Do I see the bag?
What bag?
What bag? The paper.
Oh,
Papers.
yeah. Yes. There
Papers,
is
please. Arstoshka.
there is a small pouch on his side.
Just gonna slowly move Faramir because I technically can do this and completely hide behind a person.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just gonna move him. So it looks like you're still looking on this side. And just papers.
How do you move me?
Pushing very hard.
It has to be a lot of force because I'm small, but I'm compact.
Okay, let me rephrase it. I'm tapping you with my wand. Do I have enough incentive to move you now?
All you got to say is, could you to move?
He's
Jeez.
trying to use you as a human shield between him and the ward because he's scared it's gonna eat him.
I know, but you could just say something. Not try to threaten me.
No, he's not trying to threaten you. He's more of, you get the idea, is he is very nervous. Let's go this way.
Alrighty, then just go do what you do. I'm just hanging out.
Great. Just leans in, looking down, so you can look at the papers backwards. He's reading normally.
So,
Lean a bit more forward so you pretty stop the rain. Thanks.
as you look at the papers, it does seem that it is parchment of a hiring, basically for on-hand help. It's signed, there is a small stamp in the bottom right corner, and it does seem that the Steamworks trading company has issued some kind of job to this orc as a helping hand, basically a hand on deck.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna cover your ears real quick. He's official. It's all here.
Those papers are clean.
Signed and everything.
All right. Well,
The Steamworks Barak? There's a few names here. Jeremy Fletcher. DM, make me
Turning
my
back to-
NPC.
turning back to Elan, his papers are clean. He needs help.
They might be clean.
I'm out of earshot of this, right?
Yes.
He seems to be very hushed as he doesn't feel comfortable. Like, there is a visible discomfort in a lion.
Whatever judgments you have can wait until we're all in Camdre. I don't know about you, as long as people don't lie to me, I'm not going to leave them here to rot. That's what's out there.
I have no judgments per se. It's just we don't know this person.
We also didn't know the necromancer that helped us.
Do I have a name?
This figure, though joking that there were multiple names on it. There are a number of names of the official employers, but at the very bottom where it's signed for the employee, you do notice a Shelby written across in not very fine print, but
Orcish handwriting.
it looks like workers' handwriting. It doesn't look like noble handwriting or fine print or anything like that. It looks like a very rudimentary signature.
He's just going over. Hey, oh yeah, by the way, his name is Shelby.
That's a one hell of a name.
Yes, especially for an orc.
Alrighty.
Thormir, try and wake him up.
Oh, I got a trick for that.
We're
Fine.
not touching his leg. I don't want this guy wanting to rub off my head.
Absolutely not. No.
I think the
Magic.
warg's more your problem than the orc.
Exactly. Perdiciday Station. It's gonna smell like all vast amounts of lavender right underneath his nose.
I'm just gonna let them do his thing.
You hear loud snorting for a moment before a loud sneeze.
As you wake up.
As he's coming to, at least. Awake is yet to be determined, but he is coming to. He is slowly becoming conscious again.
Darrow walks over and
Darrow's
sort of pokes him in the middle of the forehead. Come on, man, wake up.
He's just cleaning the guy with magic. He's clean now. He's like,
Can't
No,
believe
very
it's
photo.
your actual name. Shelby. Come on, man.
yeah. Yeah, I see Jeremy Fletcher.
Why are you rolling perception checks? Just every now and then, Matt just rolls on fucking D&D.
That was a while ago, and that was on accident.
He's always looking for dragons, obviously.
Every possible moment.
Just every now and then, the top corner of my screen is just Thormir von Heimir has rolled perception 10, and it's like,
I'm always tracing the dragon.
no, that's Lars.
Nonetheless, Shelby slowly begins coming to again, and you notice that as he's waking up, he's grumbling. He's obviously uncomfortable. It seems that he's slowly coming to. He's not awake yet, per se. He's conscious, and he's looking around. He's regathering himself, but he's here.
You understand me?
Oh,
Yeah, sucks, huh?
This man needs some milk.
how long was I out?
3
Couple of
days.
minutes. Shut up. You weren't out for long. Here's the deal. In the event we find out that you lied to us in any capacity, we'll have a problem. A ride over there doesn't seem to trust you. I'm willing to take a chance that all you need is just a warm place to sleep and a ride. And I'm guessing you can tell from looking at us that any problems will not be treated well or in your favor. Do we have an understanding?
I think I understand. I'm dizzy.
All right. He says you won't cause trouble, Outlying.
I hand him my water skin of water.
Well,
Hey,
listen,
you're dizzy. Drink some water.
The orc, as large as they are, palms your water skin, and it looks a lot smaller in his hand, but he
Oh, this is orc, not a half orc. This is orc.
he then starts to drink it, and you notice that it's dribbling out from beside one of his tusks as he's drinking it. He pretty well finishes it pretty quickly, as he then holds it back out to you.
Now the perfect medicine. Takes out a quarter left bottle of wine.
He doesn't need to get drunk.
No, it does help with the pain though.
Well, he won't even get drunk.
I don't drink.
Well, then I'll take it. I've been really missing some alcohol in my system.
I'm pretty sure you drank half the bottle when I wasn't looking last night, so.
Alright, man.
Looks away.
Think you can walk at least to the wagon? And Dara holds out his hand for him to pull him up.
It's gonna need more help than that, and elbows, farmer. I can't lift him. Well,
I don't mind
let
helping him.
me rephrase that. I can lift him.
Oots, 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 oots.
Inez, I
just-
don't think you would like it.
I can just see it.
Little
now.
wry
You can either try to walk yourself, or Lars can try and magic you over there.
Probably
I don't know, which is your
levitate him.
preference?
Just be like bippity boppity boop.
And you insult me, but yes.
If it's the truth, it's the truth.
What's it gonna be? Shall it be?
I'm not worried one way or the other. I can stand.
Alright.
He then he reaches up and grabs one of the branches that's just above him and lifts himself up against the tree, obviously not putting any weight on the leg. And the warg stands up next to him as it tries to kind of like put itself, as she wraps back around behind him, she kind of puts herself against his wounded leg to almost act like a stilt.
How long were you two together? That's quite a loyal bondship you have there.
When you're both about to die, it's a lot easier to become friends.
True.
Aye.
Alright, come on.
And with that, he follows you to the carriage. And you find out very quickly he may make things a bit tight.
I'm gonna be on top of the wagon. My normal place.
Even so, it may be a bit tight with him and the warg inside.
The warg inside?
The ward can walk alongside us.
The warg can run. Oh. Bad dog. No manners. I'm just gonna say this now. It's a miracle I get some brewing done now. The rolls have been done. I somehow manage.
I'll put this information in here really quick so I don't forget.
Was this name for this orc created just from Lars, or was this already pre-made as Shelby?
This was already pre-made.
Gotcha.
As they're driving. Who's Jeremy Fletcher?
Giant fucking pain in the ass. That's who he is. The biggest drug lord in all of Shanto.
Jeremy is one of the managers.
Is this?
He's the one that makes sure that all of the product stays in the wagon. He also fletches arrows in his free time.
Yes. Comes with the name, I guess.
Apparently it's a family business. They've done that for a while. Hunters need arrows. Not all of them can make them themselves.
How good are the quality of the arrows, may I ask?
Trash.
I don't know. I don't really hunt.
Well, I'm a ranger. I'd like to, if you wouldn't mind, if you wouldn't mind introducing me to such friend, be wonderful.
Friend is a stretch, but I can introduce you at least.
Acquaintance. I understand. But thank you. Appreciate it very much.
So, Shelby, why are you traveling to Camdre?
Like I said, we were transporting a load, and I was a pseudo guard, helping hand. It's a lot cheaper to hire one orc than 7 mercenaries or adventurers.
Can't argue with that.
I charge 200 gold an hour.
What
Yeah.
does Ferrazzi think of the warg trying to be in the carriage?
Wet
Frati is watching it, has no idea what it is, and proceeds to try and pet it.
dog. Oh.
What? Question. I'm looking at my proficiencies, and I have 2 that are expertise.
Mm-hmm.
What does What
It-
does that necessarily mean?
Expertise doubles your proficiency bonus, so it automatically doubles it, which is why those 2 skills are probably like +7s right now,
9.
A little.
or +9s. Yeah.
+9 +8, but that makes sense. That's why they're so fucking high.
Yep. Those are skills that your character has basically tried to perfect and has gotten really good at. So,
Understood.
yeah. Bards of lore have like 6 normal proficiencies, 3 half proficiencies,
No, it's just all of them. It's just all.
or a half proficiency in every skill, yeah. And then proficiencies in some, and expertise in like 2 of them.
Damn.
This is why my Hamilton is a demigod. With my rolls.
Yeah, for the
He's
most
good.
part.
He's good at everything.
Bards of lore take time practicing every skill so that when they make songs about those skills or they practice telling stories involving those skills, it's a lot easier for them to articulate different things going on.
So, as a bard, would you normally sing a song, actually, or no?
It depends. It depends on the flavor of bard that you're wanting to do. You have bards that sing, bards that play music. I like the idea of bards that that do different stuff like card tricks. There are some that do like weapon dances. Yeah, regular dances. You've got some that are basically just motivational speakers kind of thing. Just depends on how you
Male-
want to flavor your bard.
My
Male
favorite?
dwarf belly dance.
Yeah, that would be a thing, yeah.
Oh no.
I want to see the chest hair and just the hair just.
If you're gonna
Crawl
do that, you have
like
to
a
do
field.
every single move on camera.
No.
I got you. I got you.
No.
I'll do it right now.
Let's not and say we did.
Twitch domination just comes in. Oh, boy.
Oh lord.
Since I have such a high perception, do I hear Alden grumbling?
A lion
Himself?
a lion
A lion.
actually is not grumbling. He seems to be keeping an eye on the orc. He's kind of like side-eyeing and glancing over at the orc, trying to make it not so obvious that he's watching him, but he's definitely got an eye on him at the very least. He seems very uncomfortable at the moment.
I guess I could add that to my next form of charisma. Don't have to do the eyebrows.
Belly dancing.
You know it.
This mixed with both.
Yeah,
Oh, wonderful. Wonderful.
I can't.
And don't get your wife's approval.
Hmm?
Test it out on your wife first.
I would probably need permission from my wife first, yes. To expose some of my pate.
Ah, wonderful. Well, pretty much the only change in my thing I was gonna do for this day was like a bit more of a custom downstairs. For it's just like a tavern ish with plenty places to sleep. Evan upstairs is going to be
Are we setting
Private.
up for the night?
private bedroom.
Thormir asked Lars if he could populate that one book he's been reading. Or is it by just complete
How to
random?
be better at archery?
Okay, I will. No worries. And I also have
Fuck.
advanced.
You.
That was
I-
what? That was the book.
It wasn't.
Yes, it was. That was the book.
It was about the fucking things about coding.
That
Coding
was-
the fucking arrows.
It was poison making.
Poison making. That one. Not
It was, it
how
was
to be
about-
better at archery. I'm already good at it.
I was just
Really?
that was a-
Because the amount of times you've missed.
it was a joke.
Blame this. Blame this.
I've been a ranger for years, almost centuries. Fucking, you wouldn't be able to tell from how much you hit.
So
You wouldn't be able to if it wasn't for the luck of the rolls.
Funny
Well,
enough, sometimes people's armor just does its job,
Yeah.
Yeah.
so that's good.
Well. Anything else for the day, or are we good to
Yeah.
settle down?
Is there anything else that you all are doing for the day?
There is one thing. Just one thing. With that bookshelf, Faramir, you're gonna find the book that you're like, oh my god, it's like, yeah, it's right there. That's a book. You're gonna open up the book, and it's one of those concealed books, and it's gonna say how to advanced version of archery. It's gonna be snickering. It's the next one.
I'll grab that book and grab the next one and he put it on the table by you and said, "Why don't you two pick up some archery then? You have the book. You've read it. Read it again."
It opens up the book because it shows how much he's read. It's just 5 words. It's the first 2 sentences. He lost complete interest. It's
Read
what
it
I remember-
again.
Advanced archery is for those who have read beginning archery.
Beginning
And
archery
then
when
I
Might
never
it's
go
for
back to the
dummies.
beginning.
It's all it says. And then I got the beginning book.
And how far did you go with the beginning book, Lars?
The first paragraph, which then said how to get better at archery.
Why would you even pick up a book about archery? Just curious.
I was bored
You were bored.
in a butcher shop.
No, I should be bored and fuck around with the Arcana.
Yes, they do you a lot of good.
I don't really have much experience with it, so I'm just gonna blow up fucking fire in my face and have to protect what's left.
That was entirely on you. I've heard rangers are supposed to be really good at traps. Isn't that right, Darrow? I heard that rogues, in all the adventuring books, have stories of they say that rangers and rogues look ahead for traps.
That's usually how it goes. Usually.
Depends on the ranger or rogue story. Mine's different.
He has too big of feet, he might step on the trap.
You know what? I could say something right now, but I'm just gonna hold up.
Do you want a hot tea or not?
I would love some IT.
There you go.
Drinks the tea as drink while reading that one book.
All the teacups in the bottom. He doesn't know this, but Darrow, you flip your teacup, you finish yours, you look at the bottom, it says, "Get better at archery."
I don't even do it anything because I'm just too tired to deal with your shit. Remember this, Lars. Boromir remembers. He'll get you back. One way or the other.
I count on it. Darrow's just
Might
checking
not be
for
now.
himself.
It might not be in a year, but I'll get you back.
And overnight, I guess, for to make sense of why he gets a greater potion out of this, he's going to spend a lot more time. Actually, now since he get a whole setup at home, well, I guess a whole base where he can actually work without being disturbed, he's going to refine everything he's going to be adding on to the next day.
Quick question. Why
to it.
can't you make an alchemy set with that your one spell?
I am not good at. I can, technically, yes, I can actually create a whole room with alchemy sets. Main thing is, they
Your brain needs to
disappear.
spell.
They disappear at the end of the day, or when the spell resets, and I can't take them out. So the materials I had to bring materials into the place. Same time, I could be if any of you are proficient with forge or whatever, I can make a forge room, lever room, whatever. Same time, this is all off of Lars's memory, and he's not really too knowledgeable on that stuff. So you're literally just gonna get a big furnace with some coals in it, and he's gonna. What do you mean, what's an anvil? Oh, I think I made one of these. See, it's there. This is going to be a giant horseshoe anvil.
Yeah, you're very knowledgeable on basically a hot bath.
Mm-hmm. Library.
Luxuries.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
And there is another room I could make, but I think it's above you. The knowledge of the two characters.
I feel insulted.
No, you're fine. Darrow and Faramir should have been insulted.
I mean, by literally, that's what I'm trying to say. My character does.
He doesn't say this out loud.
Oh yeah, but I get it. But
It's
I
a
am.
whole tinker's room. A whole gnomish tinker's room.
Oh, that's gnome stuff.
Yeah,
Who
exactly.
knows about that? Except for gnomes themselves.
Artificers. Gunsmiths. Yeah.
I am a dwarf. I like craftsmen. I like crafting shit. Whenever I have the time.
Ring of spell starring. I want it.
Nani?
If you can find one, be my guest. Now, is there anything else that you all would like to do?
Nope.
Okay.
Look at the happy orc, hopefully. He was enjoying the warmth and food.
And as
also
always,
giving. Lars will be giving, so he has 2 really nice beds up top. He's gonna have one for himself, a little child's bed to the right, and he's gonna give one of the nice beds to Alan. Alan.
Eline.
Elaine.
See an anemone.
To hopefully cheer him up a bit.
and as always, I always put alarm, and I do keep watch at night.
Now, does Ferrati play with the alarm in the middle of the night?
It gets to
put
the
it on the
point, if she
outside.
does it one more time, I make it completely audible to everyone to hear.
Highs or
Rolling
lows?
for it.
Thormir, highs or lows?
High. Let's go high.
Slow not.
Give it to me. What's the answer?
A ring a ding ding.
Thormir
Ding,
may
ding.
be waking up with another headache.
Starts yelling in the middle of the night. Lars in his sleep. Where's the snooze button? Presto. Just throws a bolt of lightning.
I do want to ask Freddy. Well, not really ask her, but to DM, does she still do that morning ritual every morning, or is that just a once in a spur moment kind of thing? When she says hi to Gurak.
Well,
Well,
you're not entirely sure.
what?
It looks like she's been outside. But you wake up to her fucking with your alarm.
Okay.
Like you hear the initial first time that it goes off, and you kind of prepare yourself for the headache to come as your body is now getting used to this feeling of waking up to the fucking ding 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 ding, like you just hit the jackpot in the casino. So you kind of wait for the rest to come, and then your body naturally drifts back off. And then it comes.
Oh, I love this kid.
It looks like
The
she
next
has been
time-
outside, though.
Alrighty.
He's
The
looking
next
at the
time I
bar.
put down alarm, I'm making it audible for everybody. I want to share this headache.
Damn,
The
that's
question,
crazy.
the real question is, are you sharing that information with everybody?
No.
No? Okay. Nice.
Everyone's gonna be surprised.
And like, ding, ding. Mm.
So
Sounds like a
now,
fun lore.
now Friday will know. You have
Nice.
a bot in your chat.
I got it.
I was looking at something, so
I got it.
completely forgot about it. Nonetheless. So, yes.
Then Boromir goes downstairs to talk to Ferretti, just to see what's up. What what you doing there, little child?
Me up.
I learned
You
that
need
we
something?
all get breakfast faster if someone wakes up.
Oh. Oh.
Alrighty.
You're just
you
the
want
easiest to wake
breakfast-
up.
You okay?
She
You want
she
breakfast?
she
You
looks
can go forage for
genuinely
some.
like she looks like she's genuinely like being like, well, somebody had to wake up.
I can
Smart
cook
kid.
on my own.
This is a child who is going to.
Lars doesn't trust me to run the oven.
No,
If
I
I
don't.
if I wake up Darrow, he might hit me with the sword.
You're not wrong with that. You're not wrong.
And Lars may magic.
You're not wrong.
So
see.
the easiest solution? Ding 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 ding.
You're not
I just
wrong.
imagine
Alright.
one morning, she goes over to wake up Lars. She shakes him. He's like, she's just pink.
Well, if you want breakfast, let's go forage for some. Alright?
Can't we just make some?
Alrighty, I'll give you some fruit right now, but let's go forage.
I may risk Lars's magic.
She doesn't
Alright.
want to fucking forage.
It's your choice.
Is this because she saw me tear down my tower?
Doesn't the...
Inexperienced.
No, never mind.
Lars, highs or lows?
Lows.
Oh, okay. Well, she's going foraging then.
Alrighty. Let's get to it, little one. Want me to roll a nature?
Nope, survival. Survival is for
Ah.
foraging. Nature is for information on nature, and history is for the history of nature, which is interesting, nonetheless.
I got a solid 15 total.
Nice.
Getting higher.
Very good. If I'm not mistaken.
Water.
Hawaba.
And obviously, while we go forage for food, I'm also looking for herbs, for potions, and that one plant that Lars has been demanding for.
The man wants the drugs. He still has his unicorn cocaine.
Down to the
That
bottom.
better not be an ingredient for that. That fucking smirk.
It's called Dragon Lily.
I don't know. I don't know what it could be for.
Yeah.
And because of you being a ranger,
Yes.
you find twice as much. Which is why you've been gathering so much. Or as much as you have been.
Yes. It makes it very convenient to have a ranger, but then whenever it comes to anything else, like, ooh, be a better archer. Be a better archer, but I see everything. Be a better archer. I navigate. Be a better archer.
You do realize he's doing this because he gets your attention every single time.
What was that?
You
He's doing this 'cause he
find
gets-
enough food to make up a ration for everybody.
Ooh.
And now... Okay, good to know.
Bop, bop.
And how well did I teach this little one this time? I'm all about teaching. As a person, too. Personally, I love teaching, so...
Well, you can tell that she's not exactly interested anymore.
Oh.
That kind of breaks my heart. Okay. But...
Yeah. Yeah, that's a 7. She's there. She's along for the ride.
Well, if she wants to eat and she can put in a little bit help on it, then...
Did you find more berries? Specific berries?
Did
Sparkle
I?
berries. Sparkled.
Sparkles.
Sparkles. Razzle dazzle. Razzle dazzle. Razzle dazzle.
So, you managed to find food for rations, but you sadly do not find the special plant that he's asking for.
Yeah, yeah. Well,
Only it is one.
next time I go out, I might go hunting.
Mm.
Brings
Rather
back
than
an
just
old
forage.
owlbear.
I might bring back some
Remember,
goblin.
drawing a circle in the dirt does not discourage owl bears.
It might.
Just-
It might.
As soon as I say that, Will just like, God damn it.
But what about triangles?
Yeah, that's up to the DM.
You all are officially in the month of Lavarian.
Lavarian.
Or Larvian, sorry. Larvian.
Larvian. I like the other one better. Larvian.
Larvian. The first day of Larvian begins.
Larvian Jeremy.
Wait.
Oh,
3,
shit.
4, 5, 6, 7th month of the year.
World calendar.
7th
there
month
any-
of the year.
Is there any fun events or holidays?
Well, roll a history check. As
The next day...
Dwindle is going to die. I don't want this to happen, but that's... Oh my gosh. That's a number 17. That's a number 24. I don't want this. Oh no. Oh no. Oh man.
The ne-
And then, magic missile! Nat 1. It fucks off into the distance and strikes a bird.
and a
It
bird
always
hits me on the
hits.
head.
It always hits his target.
Not this time. The next day, Dormir will go hunting by himself.
Wakes up, steps around, steps in something wet, looks down, sees a puddle of yellow. Look at the warg. You. Stanley, you need to What's the word? Potty trained. But they don't know the word. I never had a pet. You need to teach your pet to pee outside. Or not to pee indoors. There's so much urine. Why is there so much?
The warg peacefully sleeping.
You know, that'd be absolutely adorable if you didn't just move my spiked shoes. I'd rather just be stepping in mud all day. Takes off his shoes. Not in the puddle. And shrinks down 3 inches. Or 4 inches. Ah, that's better. Lars wears high heels.
I remember that. Yep.
They're very fabulous. It's like it's got an arch to it and everything. This is why.
Only if you had an
Why not?
afro.
I want bird. Suddenly tweet. Walks outside and goes hunting for bird. Or just is this
Just
mostly
random
looking
bird?
around? Just a random bird looking up in the sky.
Alright, I need survival checks from both Thormir and Lars.
There it is. A 9 plus 13.
18 total.
Wouldn't this just be
18
perception?
total.
He's just looking up in the air.
You are trying to track and find birds. That's the fun part.
Huh?
It's just looking in the air for like bird, bird, bird. That's a hawk. I don't eat that. Bird.
Is this still the first day of the Harvian? Or is it the next day?
This is the first day.
Gotcha.
And to answer... Okay. To answer the question of the Rovia having special days. On the 15th, there is a yearly celebration as on the 15th of Larvian, a a shooting star passes like clockwork.
Can we actually see the star?
Mm-hmm. On the 15th, everyone is able to see the star as it passes over.
Past all the clouds?
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
It actually
It's a
causes a very low a very low orange red light, almost like a quick spurt of sunset across the cloud line. And as it passes over, it causes a wave of this color to shimmer through the clouds.
I have a very fun question. Has Wizards been trying to cast Control ever? If so, what is the effect? Are they smited?
The area that there are a few small places here and there with wizards that are strong enough to try that. None of those wizards find it worth their time, because to do that, they would have to do it basically every day. Considering once they are done with the spell, everything kind of fills back in.
Noted.
On the 19th of Larvian, a celebration on Shanto specifically. It is meant to be the celebration of Steam, as the 19th is actually when one of the first real steam-powered mechanisms was fashioned and created to make the lives of everyone easier. Because they had finally gotten to a point where they had started to understand steam, and of course the first ever steam apparatus was created at the very beginning of the year of steam, or the era of steam. But on the 19th of that year was when they were able to control and compact it in a way that is easier for everyone else's lives. On a small scale. It's not like on the scale that we have now of buildings being powered and the railways, nothing like that. But some of the first ever like steam powered lights, basically. That kind of thing. Nobody really knows what the first invention to start that off really was, but it was one of the first ones to actually help with the city management and the idea of making everyone's lives easier.
That's fun.
Mm-hmm. Celebration of creation. Other than that, there are not many things that happen in the month of Larvian.
Alrighty.
Is there anything that you all would like to do today? Other than the hunting, of course.
That's for tomorrow.
Mm.
By myself. No one to come along with me.
Neat.
I'll hunt with Jade because I have forgotten her name again.
Barati.
Rati.
Rati.
I'm in college. Give me a break. I am thrown so many terms I'm forced to remember.
Thankfully, I've been keeping notes in the NPC info stuff, so that helps.
Loss.
Nonetheless, so other than that, so
And at the end of the night, I will not be watching. I will not be standing watch for tonight.
okay.
For his second night?
For this night. I'm waking up early in the morning the next day.
Go hunting.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All right.
Like we always do this time, I'm going to be making this one entirely out of brass.
Okay.
God, the towers are made entirely out of brass. And brass bar.
Why?
I have brass, and I can make my structure for any material that I have.
Free.
And
Rock.
today, Dormir's extra quiet more than ever, more than usual.
I don't like how much he's rolling.
I'm just rolling to roll. At this moment, at least. However,
Ready?
you all get your long rest.
Right.
And you all wake up to the sound of dinging over and over again. All of you are awoken by the loud dinging of an audible alarm spell.
I don't recall making a door bell.
Something tells me the kid's trying to wake up Thormir.
At that point, I should be already gone.
Thormir.
I'm not in that house.
Thormir. 5 minutes later. Okay. Climb up. Climb up.
It's just continued for the full 5 minutes.
Just walks down. Looks down before taking the final sip to see if there's any dog urine. Okay, it's not. Yes, child.
Good morning.
Is it? I haven't seen. This is something you need.
I just thought I'd wake people up for breakfast.
It's very thoughtful for Ati.
I'm hungry.
I'll go find something. Luke just grabs his wand. Looking for the bird.
Okay.
14.
Okay.
Or 13.
And I'm not coming back for a while. There's gonna be a bit of delay for travel.
He's just looking around.
With that,
Do I see his track?
second day begins. If you're wanting to look for tracks, I would say survival. However, looking around for the birds, as haphazardly as you are, I would say perception will work just fine for that.
Perfection. 19.
19. Looking around, it's It's not difficult to pick up on the morning passerbys of nature. Simple creatures finding themselves on branches and flying overhead.
Anything big-ish?
Not really. Just simple birds. Bluebirds, mockingjays, a few cardinals here and there.
Geese? Or no, geese. It's just... none of you will do.
Has Darrow gotten up?
Sure.
Okay. If he hadn't, she was just going to keep playing with the alarm until he did. Now that it's audible.
Just looks around. Rations it is. Goes to the makeshift places. There you are. Rations. Not the sweet as fresh as yesterday's berries, but breakfast is served. He's quietly thinking to himself, where did Fermiel head off to? And why did he not tell any of us? Also impressive they lifted the entire brass levy over by himself. Really need to make that thicker.
You trying
He's
to
going-
lock us in here?
Oh, no, it's more of keeping whatever's outside.
Ferrati is already eating at her rations, just kind of watching the two chat back and forth.
Well, considering what he's been doing the past couple of days, he's either out gathering or hunting, and I'm not about to argue for either of them.
Some meat would be really, really appreciated and very helpful. Perhaps my puns have been a bit too heavy. No matter. You shall return, hopefully, in better fresh spirits. Ratty, you didn't pull any pranks on him, did you?
Should I be rolling for anything for my hunt? And I'm taking my sweet time.
Yes, I would like survival check.
$16 plus 5, 21.
Oh! Nice roll.
Okay. And are you being stealthy?
If I'm hunting, yes.
Stealth check.
Eight plus 9, 17.
Very nice. Thormir makes his way through slowly, finding himself slowly going along, searching for anything that can be considered food. He comes across what appears to be a deer.
Appears to be a deer. Phrasing.
Matt,
What?
Deer.
you come across deer. What do?
Well, I slowly investigate to get into a close range for a shot.
Okay. As you get closer, I would like an attack roll at advantage.
Limb stalker. Oh, he's got 2 actually, free. How?
So I got a 10 plus 8, so no. Fuck it. I always get screwy with the attack roll. So it's a D20, correct?
D20 plus your hit slash DC.
So 18.
18.
Did you roll?
That'll
did
hit.
You roll at advantage?
Yeah, did you roll
Yes,
at
at
advantage?
advantage.
Neat.
What's the advantage?
You roll 2d20s and take the higher of the 2.
Okay. 19 plus 8.
Nice.
Ooh.
Now roll
So
damage.
27. D6. A D8 actually. Where's the 8? 1, 2, that's a 5. 4, 8. Okay. I got a 2. 2 plus 3, 5.
Oh, I was about to say. I got really worried for a second.
Is it a 2 possible?
Yes, actually. If you have
Oh,
no score in either of the, like, either strength or dex, and you use a weapon of any kind, it's just a +0. Because the damage is based off the actual modifier itself rather than the bonus. Yeah, you watch as the arrow flies, and you hear the sinking in of the arrow's tip into flesh before the deer then falls over.
Good shot.
Alrighty. Dormir goes over to collect the arrow. If it's still salvageable. I don't know if it hit a rib and made a fracture or anything, but
Clean shot.
perfect. Puts the arrow back into... Well, cleans it off, then puts it back into the quiver. And grabs rope and ties it and puts it on... Actually, before he actually puts it on its back and starts walking, but as he walks, he's looking for an area where he can just settle down for a hot minute.
Okay.
Should I roll a perception check?
If you'd like to. Otherwise, you
I
can
like
just
to.
hang out for as long as you'd like.
13. So
Okay.
13 plus 8, 21. See, obviously looking for an area just for me to sit and just take a hot fucking second to myself.
Alright. Doesn't take long. It's a very small clearing. Not large at all, but just enough. And you can see where a tree has fallen and kind of cleared out the space a little bit as it just kind of lays across this space and 2 other trees that are fallen because of it.
I go over by the trees that are fallen, put the deer to its side by the tree. I sit on the tree, I undo my hood. I look up into the sky. Not even with my eyes closed, just eyes open, just feeling the rain hit my face.
Okay.
Just feeling all the emotions. The anger. The despair. but also remembering the happy memories.
Hmm.
As he pulls out his pendant and lets out a fucking loud scream.
Okay.
Doesn't care about if anything hears him. Just needs that moment. And once he's done, just sits there for probably 15, 30 minutes at most. Just gathering up his emotion. And sealing it back up. And at that point, after that, he grabs the deer and starts going back. Just slowly.
Okay.
That doesn't mean he's in a good mood when he gets back.
Okay. Is there anything else that you all would like to do as the last day of travel comes up? No? Okay. You all begin travel once again. The day is long, or at least it feels long, as the rain trickles down the windows of the carriage. You all take your time to simply take in the area around you, as the rain has slowed today.
The fuck did I do with that deer? Did I just already butcher it?
You know what you're doing for the most part.
Yeah.
The mighty hunter has returned.
Mm-hmm.
Look at you go.
Oh well. When I enter, I just throw the deer. I didn't throw it, just I put it on the table. And I'm just quiet.
You're right there, fam, yeah? Been awfully quiet. Something on your mind?
I don't really want to talk about this right now. Or really ever. This best way to put it is not this is not my day. I got a good haul, and let's call it that, and we'll continue with our travels.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
What the fuck is on this mouse pad? After that, I begin to butcher the deer and get it ready to make rations out of it.
Okay. So, after that, travel begins for the last day. You all riding in the carriage. As you continue down the path, you can see in the distance large walls of stone where the earth has been jutted upwards. It almost looks like a mountain if the top was cut off at least from here. And you can see at the base of one of these massive walls of stone that slopes upward, you can see in the distance, as you crest the hill, a town, walled in, using this sloped stone as the rear wall, with a number of buildings that kind of slowly dot the side, or lightly dot the side, with stone stairs that are carved into the wall. And you can see in the distance now, as your days of travel have finally come to an end.
Ah, civilization.
Fucking finally.
On the day of Far, in the month of Larvian, third day of the month, you can see now, within a few hours' travel left. Camdre. Terra's last stand.
Oh,
Do you remember why we're going here?
we have some mess to clean up, if I remember correctly, or not really mess, but situation that we have been requested to help with.
Mhm.
Helping with people who've
People
gone
going
missing.
missing.
A lion looks to the group. We're almost there now. And then I can take you to the places that we've been having people go missing.
We may need to
Alrighty.
settle down for a little bit. I myself need to get a few items before we go and investigate, just in case if there's any circumstances that might have to be in form of combat.
Of course, when we get there, I can show you to some places that may work well for travelers, and if push comes to shove, you can always stay at the temple. And I will show you where we need to go. I will give you some time to gather your things, of course.
So, if we stay at the temple, would it be free? Like, free stay?
It would be free, yes. Would not. I can't promise it would be the best of quality, but
Free is free. I'll take what I can. And
Oh,
as
yeah.
for Shelby, is your friend in Sambre or acquaintance? What to say?
last I knew, they should be at least.
Okay.
At
If you could
least
put in-
we haven't gotten any. If we haven't gotten any loads to take back.
Okay. If by any chance, when we have some spare time, could you introduce me to your acquaintance? I'd like to see what they have with their inventory.
I can try.
Thank you. Thank you.
Is Walden kind of a bit better with the two? Has he
Elian
sl-
is still uncomfortable. He has at least one person between him and the orc at all times. He does not leave his personal effects outside of his sight. He obviously is not comfortable. But with Camdre now in view, and of course travel finally coming to an end, that is where we're going to leave episode 13 of Steam and Rain. So,
Woohoo! A lot of travel.
Yeah.
after our wonderful group had began foraging for themselves, staying in their own little tower, enjoying the travels, and finally having a rest from rather dangerous or over-the-top escapades, the group's last few days of travel, with the exception of meeting Shelby, were rather peaceful. Now, the group has their mission in sight. And with Camdre just a few hours away now, what troubles will the future hold? Until then, however, thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for coming on this little journey. Thank you for getting lost with the Will-O-Wisps and sitting down here at the campfire to listen to their stories. Tonight's story, of course, was of a group of adventuring mercenaries at this point. Hands for hire. And their rather interesting package. But the Ferrati, of course, growing closer with the group, and the group growing closer with each other. Who knows? Perhaps there will be more stories in the future. But until then, we hope that you all enjoyed. We do hope that you all will join us here at the campfire again next time, here in the Will-O-Wisp Woods.
Have a good day, have a good night, whatever it is, wherever you are.
Have a good night.
Jeremy.
Jeremy?
Jeremy.
Jeremiah.